AITA for not letting my mom have a special dance with my brother at my wedding? I am not even engaged yet. I do however have a BF. We've been living together for 4 months and his sister just got married this last Saturday. The next day I'm FaceTiming my mom and telling her how 2 of the relatives were joking, talking about how they were already planning my and BF's wedding. My mom laughs, then eventually brings up how she wants a dance with my brother at my wedding. Me, unsure of what she means, says she can dance with him and whoever she wants to, but no. Apparently she means she wants her own special / separate dance, think father and bride, mother and groom etc., with my brother to perform for me and my future husband as well as our families. My mom really likes dancing. She was never professional or anything, it's just something she's kind of passionate about. As sweet as I think that is, that's just not something I want / feel comfortable with. It's my wedding, not my brother's. I'll already be doing the father and bride dance with her in place of my dad, as I do not have a relationship with him. I explained how this all makes me uncomfortable and how that doesn't seem like a normal thing. She tries to convince me that it is and other people do it. Even if it is normal, it's not something I want. She then goes on about how I'm being disrespectful with how I constantly tell her no to these kinds of things, how I'm not keeping my family in consideration enough, I don't think of how my actions impact them, and he's your fucking brother. Now she's going on about cultural things that I don't want at my wedding and I'm disrespectful about that too. I tried telling her politely that it's my wedding, she can dance with whoever she wants when everyone else dances, and I'm sorry she feels that way, but at the end of the day, it's mine and my future fiancé's choice. She didn't like that either. Of course, I'm not even engaged yet, I know I have time, and yes, I plan on including both her and my culture, but within the boundaries of myself and my future fiancé. Still, I can't help but wonder if I could have been more polite or done a better job at making her feel more important / included. Comment. Your mother wants a special mother and brother of the bride dance at your wedding, with all the guests looking on adoringly. She's a narcissist asshole. It doesn't matter what other people do. This isn't other people's wedding, it's your wedding, and you get to choose how to celebrate. If cringy dances for particular couples while everyone else looks on are your thing, then do that. If you don't want that, don't do that. If you like bits of the culture you have inherited, use them. If you don't like, then don't. The degree to which you choose to identify with your family's culture is up to you. I would suggest the following immediately. 1. Start saving to pay for your own wedding. Make sure not to take any money from your parents. If you do, they will expect you to abide by their wishes. They may even go as far as to let you book, then demand and withhold the money if you don't dance to their music, pun intended. 2. When the time comes, do not get wrapped up in a mother-daughter moment and let your mom help plan. Keep information on the need to know. Have a friend help if you need the help. 3. Make sure you always password protect your reservation with your vendors. From florist to venue to DJ. Make sure everything is password protected. They work for you. They take no directions / orders from anything else. 4. Day of the wedding. Make sure your maid of honor and best man are not picked from your family. They are always on mom watch. 5. Make sure DJ knows that they do not deviate from the plan he has. No special dances. No special songs. 6. Only 2 people can give a speech, best man and maid of honor. Rest of the time DJ has the only microphone and he is not to turn it over. Your wedding, your choice. But this whole thing is ridiculous. Why are you even having this type of argument with your mother? You're not even engaged. 4 months of living together does not make an engagement. Get to know each other first. Good luck with mom, you're going to need it when you do get engaged. Sounds like your mom really likes to be the center of attention, and yes, it's a very odd thing to demand that herself and your brother perform at your wedding reception. I would maybe give her a pass if they were professional dancers who have been doing this for years, but even then, It sounds like she is struggling to allow you to have your day be solely about you and your future spouse. Is this a pattern with her? Does she have trouble allowing other people to have the spotlight? Everything about this is very sketchy, and I hope that your brother would not actually be excited for this either. Comment. AITA for refusing to hear anything medical about my friend's pregnancy. I am at the end of my life expectancy. It's entirely possible I could live longer because of taking good care of myself, but the average is late 30s. My mother had the same condition I do and died at age 22 from childbirth. I decided to never have children to avoid passing my disease on, 50% chance, or leaving children behind for someone else to raise, potentially knowing they ended their own mother's life, which was honestly a really crappy way to grow up. I joined a support group online 10 years ago, and in that time, while we have gained new members, we've lost a number to age, and a number of women to pregnancy and childbirth complications. One of my closest friends, Margie, has decided to have a baby with her husband. My platonic partner / caretaker of 15 years and I live an hour away, and while her husband has been working as much overtime as he can to earn extra time off, Jim has been the one driving her to her appointments and bringing me to spend time with her, so she hasn't been alone as much. My one and only rule is I don't want to know specifics about her pregnancy-related medical issues because of personal trauma. She is entitled to make her own decisions about her life. I'm entitled to my feelings, and I don't want to know, so I can rein in my feelings and be respectful. She has a medical folder with updates about her current condition in the event of an emergency. Jim and I aren't being paid for our time, gas, etc. It's all volunteer. However, as her pregnancy has progressed and things have started to get worse, she keeps trying to slip things in. On Friday she brought it up again. I asked if she needed us to call 911 and her husband. She said no, and I lost my temper and told her, then stop bringing it up. I have one rule and you keep trying to break it? Unless you need medical attention, can we please talk about something else? She cried silently for nearly an hour even after I apologized, and then told Jim and I to not bother showing up for Labor Day when we left, which left her husband confused because she wouldn't tell him what happened. I gave him the number for my therapist who specializes in palliative care patients because I know she needs support, and I feel bad for hurting her feelings. But I don't want to be her therapist as she faces the reality of her decision. I don't want her dumping her health on me, not while I'm dealing with mine. AITA. Comment. I'm going to go ahead and say NTA. If she agreed to not talk about it for your personal mental health, she shouldn't. If she needs someone to talk to about it, she can make another friend or hire a therapist. You were very open and honest with her, and she is choosing to ignore your boundary. She needs to understand that you are offering her all of the support you are able to, while keeping yourself mentally healthy. Additionally, if she wanted to bring it up and was really struggling, she should ask you about it beforehand to give you some warning at least, rather than trying to slip it in. It just sounds like a hard situation all around. I'm sorry you have to go through it. Maybe someone, i.e. her husband, needs to have a chat with those parents and snap them back into reality, so they can still spend some time with their kid. I wouldn't think they'd feel comfortable sharing the plan with you, though, since a plan would be directly related to her health care. Yes, she's pushing the boundary right now, but if I were her, I wouldn't share my who is going to take care of my child plan with you if the boundary is, don't talk about pregnancy-related medical issues. You can certainly tell her husband about the situation between you and her, how much stress it has been, and that she needs someone to support her emotionally, or more people, with the medical aspects because you can't. However, should Margie's husband really be the one to try and get her parents in line? I'd imagine they hate him. If I was her parents, I'd hate him. It's very hard to feel like your daughter's husband actually loves her if he's willing to kill her to use her to grow a baby. Yes, it was a mutual decision. But when two people mutually decide to probably kill your child, One being your child and one being someone who won't be harmed and gets something out of it. Who are you going to be most mad at? Also, people on the outside are going to wonder how much it was each of their idea and how much she's doing this to please him or give him what he always wanted after all the years he gave her, etc. That said, her parents may also be mad at her for having this pregnancy, but don't think it's okay to let that show, which can be a factor. I know this isn't suicide, but I think it could maybe cause some similar feelings where you are both angry at your loved one for doing it and also grieving. If someone I loved dearly was choosing to take a horrible risk to their life, I'd be both sad, scared, and upset at them. And I'm not sure her husband, the person who literally is causing her to maybe die, is the best person to work out those complicated feelings with the parents.